welcome back. Her-ppened to Me is a dance production that seeks to highlight issues of gender-based violence. The production is based on the story of a young girl in high school whose dreams fell through after she dated an older schoolboy. Joining us is Lundi Nkcubeko Mqhobo, the director, Zaza Cala, who's the producer, as well as Phelang Justine Chiloane, who's the lead actress in this production. Zaza, I'll start with you, and thank you all for joining us in studio this afternoon. Tell us what inspired this production.
We're so happy to be here. So on 2021, my last year in university, there was this young, beautiful girl who was killed by her boyfriend. And it was the most saddest story I've ever had in my life. So the guy shot her to death.
Yeah.
And that was always something that was in my heart. And we connected in the same issue with the director, which is Lundi. And looking at the statistics also of this country, we know that just rape last year was 10,818 of the cases that were reported. So that's why we came about this concept that we need to say something about this issue. And also the fact that we feel like this issue has seeped in so much into our DNA that we have accepted it.
Yeah.
And we felt like the narrative is a big board to say, it's enough. We can't be dying like this. There's so much we can offer. Please just let us live a bit longer.
To continue a bit on that point, what are you hoping to come across through this production? Because it does address a very critical issue, especially in a country like South Africa, which has got many incidences of gender-based violence, specifically targeted at women and children as well.
So what we're trying to do with this work is like what Her-ppened said. He became a writer because he wanted people to feel less alone. I think we're driving or we're going with that narrative also because us as artists, it's our job to take the mask off and reflect what's happening in the society. So we're trying to show that we can't be quiet about this. It's been happening since the dawn of time. It's about time we keep preaching and talking about this until it comes to an end. So that's what we're trying to give to our audience, to say, we can't be quiet about this. We need to do something.
Of course, you're not working alone. You've got a team, and one of those people being the director of this showcase, being Lundi. Lundi, talk us through the creative process of developing this contemporary dance production. What went through it, especially when it comes to script development right through to the rehearsals?
It happened to me. It was quite challenging in terms of writing the script and executing the show, bringing into reality. So this work was influenced by most of the writer Mongani Wali Seroti, one of the South African writers. So there's a poem that I loved from his work called A Sleeping Black Boy, Alexandra My Home. So this production also seeks attention to gender inequality, social ills like death and what you call poverty, and quest for identity for blacks. So in terms of executing now, there was a bit of problem because now it's a dance. Remember, dancers don't use text, we use our bodies to communicate. So we decided to choose contemporary dance because it draws from multiple sources like your lyrical dance, your modern dance, your ballet, you name them. So for self-expression in terms of emotions and telling the story, I felt like it's quite relevant to use contemporary dance.
Let's bring in the star of the production, that being Phelang Chiloane. Phelang, when you first found out about this project, what really drew you to it? And speak to us specifically about the role that you play.
So the role that I play is a very hectic character. It's a very draining character as well. But at the same time, it's a character that needs to be known or is known by our community. When I heard about this, I knew that before I've already played characters like this before in previous productions. So I knew I could take the role. But, you know, as always, the same character draws, you need more effort, not more effort, but more energy and more concentration, because it really does take a lot on the human being's health.
I'm interested to hear more about that because, like you say, this particular production deals with, call it very difficult issues, but issues that need to be addressed. Speak to us about your own experience and some of the challenges that you encountered during the process.
Okay, so in my personal life, I haven't necessarily experienced any type of GBV or any type of violence like that. But, you know, I have heard more stories around topics and events that play part of this. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's an easy character to play. So when having to listen or when having to engage in this type of event, it really does take a mental toll.
Zaza, staying with the theme of how this production was put together, speak to us about the experience itself and some of the challenges that you encountered in putting this project together.
So the experience in terms of, you know, becoming and doing that is very exciting. It's very exciting, even though the topic is very stressful and tormenting and all of that. It's very exciting to create and to try and take such a topic and just bring it into our body without text. The challenges that we face are, I don't think we even have a time to even dive into them. First of all, it's funding. This is a self-funded production. We need money for the performance. We need money for the transportation. We need money for the props, for the set, for the costume. Those are one of the challenges that we face.
How is it funded?
With a self-funded production. So we really dig in deep into our pockets to make it work, to try and give the small that we can to the performers, to try and get the props and the costume and all of that to make the work come to life. So the challenges are a lot. We're talking, for instance, dance is a fraternity that is very, I don't think it's really taken serious in this country. So we're working 5 times, you know, to be heard. You know, we knock into doors, we're trying to say, please, hear us, is a story that we think that it could transform young people, it could change the world, fund us, and that is the one big issue or challenge that we're facing.
Lundi, as the director of this project, I'm sure you've had some standout moments. Tell us a bit more about that. What are you most proud of when looking back at this project?
What really excites me is the choreography. At first it was a bit challenging because we had to use dance and movements that it's a bit challenging in terms of executing. It needs a lot of stamina, strength, flexibility. So yeah, it's quite interesting because there's dynamic, rhythm, and all that in terms of the production. So yeah, I think people at home are going to enjoy watching this. Yeah, they can relate and read what's happening on the show and that they can understand.
So Phelang, you're still quite young, and I'm sure you've got a long career ahead of you. When looking back at projects like this, how do you hope your career will also grow as you continue to work within the arts industry?
When you look at it, I think I'll look at it as I'm capable of shaping myself or being flexible in different types of work that I do. And another thing is knowing that, you know, I come from an experience or a background where it's not really as much dance, more fitness, knowing that if I can do it, a lot of other people can do it. And also the focus of having your, I don't know how to explain it, having your dancers or your peers kind of not look up to you, but also be like, okay, I can also do it, and I can also push myself to that extent, but also understanding yourself as a dancer and to, okay, I've done this, I can push myself further.
Well, I'm sure that your character will inspire many as they make it to this production. Zaza, I'll wrap up with you. How do you anticipate that this project will be received, especially by audiences? And also remind us about the details of when exactly is it happening and how people can access tickets.
So with the work, we're hoping to create a dialogue. We're hoping that people will engage more and not accept this. As I said, we cannot accept this. This needs to change. I mean, we're dealing with this every day. So we're hoping people that they will engage more with the work. And also, you know, with art, you take what you can take from the show. Other people will take the creation of the choreography. Others will take the text. Others will take the music. But for me, I'm really hoping that we talk more about this. And so we will be performing from the 24th to the 4th of March at Tembisa Theatre Week. So that's when we'll be showcasing the work. Am I forgetting anything?
No. And also in terms of theatre, I mean, in terms of tickets, We can get them at the venue, TX Theatre, Moses Muleka Art Center at Tembisa, and also you can get the tickets at CompuTicket, $50. Yes.
I wasn't going to ask you this. You just reminded me about when you mentioned the venue as well.
Yes.
Is there any significance about the play being hosted in Tembisa, which of course we do know to be a very historical township as well?
Yes, so in Tembisa there's a community theatre called TX Theatre.
Yeah.
So what happens is they invite production from different provinces to come, and there's this, like a festival week where all these shows from drama to dance to whatever come together. And so I hope I'm answering your question.
Yeah, 100%.
So that is where it will be happening. So it's like a festival of these beautiful creative work. Yeah.
Really looking forward to it. Let me thank my guest, that's Lundi Phelang, as well as Zaza, for sharing insights into this creation of It Her-ppened to Me, of course referring to a number of issues, especially as it pertains to gender-based violence. And this is a contemporary dance production where these issues will be addressed as well.